Well, I'm afraid negotiations have started, but in Bajaur tribal district, not all over the eight now. There used to be seven, but now there are eight merged districts. In Bajaur, the negotiations are going on since Saturday, and I believe right now that we are talking, the negotiations are going on between the Jirga and the militant leaders. So one is just to wait till it finishes. One thing I may say that they have agreed upon peace until the negotiations uh, say ends on a positive note. Now the question is, when is the negotiation going to end, and will they be positive or negative? So till the negotiations are going on, there is a peace. Well, the problem in all over the merged district, which used to be called the Fata or the tribal areas, the problem is that the actual power is with the security agencies or security personnel. But there is a provincial government also. The civil administration is there, but the civil administration doesn't enjoy the power that they enjoy elsewhere in the district in Pakistan. The overall control is that of the security agencies. So in short, I would say there are four kind of actors that are acting in each and every tribal district. One, the federal government; second, provincial government; third, the security personnel; fourth, the militants. So militants against the three, and the three unfortunately are not on the same page. It's very, very unfortunate. If they become, the day they become on one page and they decide for sure to go against the militants and eliminate or clear the area from them, they can do. Well, the Jirga is certainly representative of the local population. They are holding consultation or keep briefing the security personnel. But as for the federal and provincial civil governments are concerned, I am not aware, so I can't say anything whether they are on the same page, their representative are there or not. But my information is this Jirga conducts negotiation with the militants, and when it finishes, then they are representative of the Jirga. They hold meeting with the security officials. I repeat myself, I don't know if the provincial government or federal government is there. Well, I'm afraid the negotiations procedure was not right. If somebody tells you to catch your air, you will catch like this. But they go like this to catch the air. This is it. Negotiations are done or conducted by those who are not supposed to do it. Look at the Shikai Agreement. If you recall, 2004, Nek Muhammad and Lieutenant General Safdar Hussain, they conducted it out of the government seat, which is in Wana. They came all the way to Shikai, which was controlled by Nek Muhammad. So in other words, Nek Muhammad made the security arrangement for the corps commander or lieutenant general at that time. Now, this gives a very wrong signal. Similar things happened with Baitullah Masood and in the Sawat negotiations, except I must correct myself, in Sawat at one stage, the provincial government was also involved and they came to a certain agreement. But in the rest of the tribal district, I'm afraid the procedure is wrong. The way it is conducted is wrong. The local population or the real stakeholder have always been sidelined, not included in the negotiation. It is conducted by those who are supposed to defend the country, not enter into negotiation. Negotiation is the job of the political system that we have in the country, that in the tribal district, including Bajaur, The three which I defined earlier are not on the same page. The provincial government, the federal government, and the security agencies. Security agencies have their argument, provincial have their argument, federal have their argument. But my concern is it is a question of the country's security, the country's independence, the country's sovereignty. The authority for that lies with the government. Government should take the authority itself. Why has it not been able to take it back from them? That is a big question which every tribal man and woman asks, because I'm sure you have seen in all the tribal districts, there have been big processions demanding a return of peace to their area. And that show or that power or that public cry was not shown, unfortunately, by our media, print and electronic, both didn't give a cover. They need the wisdom of the local people to be included in any negotiation which they conduct. Obviously, because that is the only way that can bring peace to the region, that can make the area peaceful, because the rest they have seen for the last more than 20 years, our security forces are fighting against them. How many operations have you conducted in the tribal district? Each district has at least one or two. And the worst of all was the Zarbayazam in North and South Waziristan region. People vacated their places, and a claim was made after the operation that the area has been cleaned. Not a single terrorist is in the area. But now, the rest I leave to your imagination, that where from they came, how they came, why they came. I mean, these are so many questions I wish one could address. So the short cut to that would be no other way in my assessment other than negotiation. Use power, no doubt, nobody stops you. Where you need power to defend yourself, to defend your citizen, do use force. But if you decide that we will eliminate this menace through the use of force, I'm afraid 20 years is long enough a period to prove you wrong. Through force, you cannot. Through force and negotiation, through the local people, involvement of them, this problem, I am 100% sure, can be brought to a quick and peaceful resolution. Look, you have to look at your own interest first, then get worried for the interest of the West or the world. Otherwise, we have lessons before. Wasn't it the West which was fighting with the Taliban, which was fighting with Mullah Omar, and even with the present lot who has taken over Afghanistan? But they entered into what was the High Agreement? With whom? Who did that agreement? Should I give you more examples? So leave that aside. Today's terrorist is tomorrow hero. Look at Nelson Mandela. Wasn't he a terrorist? Didn't he undergo a long? I've seen that prison. I was in South Africa when they were still under apartheid. I was, for medical reason, I was allowed to go there. Anyway, it's another story. But he was a terrorist. But when they got independence or they got rid of the apartheid system, wasn't the same apartheid system, wasn't the same terrorist then a hero? And the world was looking towards his wisdom to tell to the world. So nobody, in my assessment, is by choice a terrorist. There is some reason, some background to it. Our problem is we do not go into the detail, into the background. Why was TTP created? How it came into? So we have to address, along, as I said, with using power, with using negotiation, we have to provide some economic assistance to the area, do some developmental projects in the area. Pakistan, mashallah, was created in 47. From 47 till today, you take a journey from Bajaur to Waziristan. in the former Fatah and today's merged district, then show me a single big project that has been undertaken to provide some sustenance to the local poor people. They have nothing to look at. The only source of income is through trade with Afghanistan. And that stops every second day. Every second day you stop it. You think you are creating problem for the Afghans, but in my assessment, you are creating more problem for yourself if you consider the people of the tribal area your own people. Well, I can certainly look to that in the long run, provided you enter into negotiation with them, see their demands. You have to address their demand. I mean, obviously not totally surrendering to them. They have also to listen to our demand. So the two demands put together and then an assessment made as to what can be given to them and what can be taken in return from them. So that way you can come closer, and I'm sure most of them come from my area, unfortunately, from South Waziristan and North Waziristan. They were sons, they are sons of the soil. They would love to work as any ordinary people. But first, if they are wrong, we have also something to look into ourselves, that why have they gone wrong? What made them to go to that way? We don't address what we have done. We address only. Where a famous saying is, if you raise your finger at someone, only one finger is towards him. The three are towards you. We are not looking at to our policies at that time. I'll say it open if I can, if you can share with the people. I wish Dictator Musharraf had not taken those wrong policies. Fatah would not have been on fire as it is today. It is only and only because of his wrong policies that TTP was created, militancy came. The war on terror was not your war. That was a war between America and Afghanistan. You imported it because General Musharraf was not accepted as a leader by the West. Nobody was talking to him. Now with 9/11, the opportunity came his way to be recognized by the West, and with closed eyes, he jumped on whatever was offered at the cost of the country, at the cost of the people in the tribal area, which we are suffering till today. Our army, I repeat myself, is our army. They are our children. We are proud of them. We would love to have, mashallah, they are a very strong army. We would love to have our intelligence agency the best, which is best in the world. But why to use that in a place where you need something else to be used? Spare this ultimate power. Using army in a place is like you are using the last option that you have. Use the earlier options that you have. And when all that exhausts, then come to it. But we start with the first and leave the other.